It's the Nintendo Powercast, episode 384. I'm your host, N64, Josh Crawler. What's up, dude?
Hey, how's it going? Crawler coming at you.
Cheesy, what is happening?
What's going on, G-Skirds?
Johnny Bo. How bad are you losing in Splatoon?
I just won a match.
Oh, okay.
And I learned something today that thank goodness we've had this we're having this talk, or I would have spent this whole weekend playing ranked wrong.
Yeah, I shouldn't have told you.
It's called.
Shouldn't have told that.
I bet this is. I bet it's still the wrong way. I bet you're screwing me over here.
It's just so you'll lose all your points.
Yeah,
I love it.
Is B-roll a slideshow for anybody else, or is that just?
Yeah, it's choppy. It's choppy.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Do you want? Is this your stream? I'll go pull your stream VOD. Is it on YouTube?
Yeah.
Okay, I'll pull it so you're not working your computer.
Here's the link right there. There you go.
Thank you.
Yeah, you're welcome. Okay, well, before we go any further, guys, I need to let everybody know I have started a new company called Immortal Prime. You can go to immortalprime.com. It's a marketing and talent agency. If you need a website or some SEO, you need your current site to rank better, you need some of that organic traffic, head on over to immortalprime.com and sign up. If you're a company that wants to connect with influencers such as Cheesy or Nightcrawler or Johnny Bo, well, head on over to Immortal Prime. Click the email button. Shoot me an email. If you're looking to get some content made for your company, for your products, hit us up. We would love to. We'd love to help you out. That's immortalprime.com. Jump over into the Discord, n64josh.com/Discord, if you want to get into the Nintendo conversation. We would love to have you hang out with us there. And Crawler, where can people find you?
Hanging out, playing games in the Discord, n64josh.com/Discord. Twitter and TikTok are the best two spots. Nightcrawler724. Nightcrawler is without the E.
Cheesy, how about you?
You can find me on Twitter, TikTok, Twitch, Instagram, CheezyC64, CheezyC64.
When are you streaming these days? What days? Is there a schedule?
Right. I mean, I've been playing so much Splatoon in like story mode that I kind of took like a week off, but Tuesdays and Thursdays, 6:30 Mountain Time.
Awesome. And Johnny, where can people find you and watch your streams?
I'm Johnny Bo everywhere: Twitch, TikTok, Twitter, YouTube, Instagram. I haven't been streaming for a bit because of work has been a little hectic, but I've been playing a ton of Splatoon, so I want to stream some Splatoon. I'm excited to talk about Splatoon today.
Whoa!
It's gonna be a positive one for me.
Kick it off. Let's go. Start us off here.
So I've been playing a ton of Splatoon since it came out. I play like at least an hour or two a night, just some turf war or now I'm trying Anarchy Battle. And at first I was super frustrated because like everybody is so sweaty at the game. Like, this is not for casuals, all right? There's no mercy.
Salmon Run.
Even in turf war, there's what?
Salmon Run.
Yeah, Salmon Run, I guess, is the casual mode and single player mode. But like turf wars, even super sweaty. And that wasn't fun for a while, but now I think I'm getting better and I'm having a lot more fun. So it's a good time.
I mean, I think it was that way for a while because you have to get to level 10 before you can get into the anarchy modes. So like returning Splatoon 2 players probably were like tearing up the maps until they could get into anarchy. And then, they kind of went in that direction.
But you could get it automatically if you had Splatoon 2.
You had Splatoon 2 data.
But you had to wait, didn't you? Like,
no,
just a few.
No,
levels?
I think it said. I haven't.
No,
touched it, so I don't know.
You could go into Anarchy Battle as soon as you loaded it up.
Yeah, they gave you a rank, and I thought you were good to go.
Yeah.
All right.
So your theory is wrong.
Man, you call yourself a Splatoon expert. What?
I mean, so for me, this we can talk about if it's a deserved sequel or not. But to me, I think it is. Like, it has so much to offer all the time. So if you're into turf war, you can do that. If you're into anarchy battles, you can do that. You can go into salmon run and team up with some friends. You can do the table turf battle. You can do the story mode, which is really good. There's just so much to offer. You have the catalog, which is basically the 3-month battle pass and unlocking things. So that is nice
Definitely
that they have that.
Log in every day and like do like clear a salmon run or win a match, because you'll essentially get a free.
Because you get bonus. Do you get bonus leveling the first time?
Yeah, you get like, you get, I think it's 7,500 points, and each level is 9,500. So just make sure, if you only play for, if you only can play for like 10, 15 minutes, just do something easy.
I mean, and that is a welcome. I think that's a welcome change, because it did feel like you were just running on a hamster wheel on Splatoon 2. Because after you get through the first like 15, 20 levels, it takes a lot to rank up. And by that point, you've also already gotten probably all the weapons. You've probably found bought all the stuff in the shops and started working on your gear. So having something new and cosmetic is nice to have that unlock. Josh, you want to talk about cosmetics and buying stuff in the store?
Do you want to never talk again? Wow.
Okay, so all right. One more thing that I just want to point out really quick. I just checked my friends tab. You know how you can see the trending tab? So I feel like
on
yesterday,
the app or what?
No, on the Switch.
Oh, okay.
You can see trending. The number one person on my tab is Cheesy. And I'm pretty sure we checked like what, two days ago?
2 days ago when we podcasted.
It said 45 hours. Now it says 75 hours.
From 2 days. Okay, so if you
it mustn't have updated, but 75 hours, Cheesy. It's not even a week.
If you leave it in sleep mode, do the hours count, or how does that work?
I don't know.
No, when you call in sick and only play Splatoon, that counts.
I don't know. I don't have an answer, because it's very possible, but at the same time, from Tuesday, I'm not sure, but
yeah, I don't know. It doesn't seem right. You'll have to tell us when the 10 days is up, and you'll have to tell us.
I mean, honestly, I've played so much Splatoon since it came out. Like, I am tired, my eyes are heavy, but it's like I am enjoying every little bit of it. The thing that I think we should talk about is how we have always said that we want Nintendo to have a game that we can grind, and this is that game, and it's all free. And we've talked about before. I mean, yeah, but I mean, when you look at it, it's really good. There's 100 pages in the catalog. That's going to take you some time to grind out. You have things that you can grind out in Salmon Run, in the Table Turf Battle. Every time you rank up, you get something or a new character you can play. There's just so much to offer. And I think how expressive it is too, with the splash tags and the emotes and your locker. There's just I don't know where you guys want to talk about it, or in what area you want to talk about Splatoon 3, but I'm really happy with the way that it turned out. And we know that it's getting updates already. It was just in maintenance, so they probably fixed some of the communication errors. I think it has a really, really bright future.
This B-roll shows Josh trying to buy a 12,000 pair of shoes. So, Josh, I cut you off for your cosmetic.
I was also in
rant.
his chat trying to walk him through where to go find this stuff, and he didn't even know that he could walk in and out of the the lobby area.
Why you gotta call me out? Okay, right.
It's there on the
Right,
internet, man.
right.
The internet never forgets.
So let's talk about the locker. Mine is completely full of boxes.
And why is that?
Because I
Josh
thought the
doesn't
boxes I was buying.
Yeah.
I thought they were loot boxes that I got to open. And so I spent all my money on all the boxes. And I can only fit 2 in my locker. So I'm a little sad about the other 8 that are...
And you can't sell them back or anything. There's no.
Just wait until you get a bigger locker. Just wait.
And then you can just fill it with boxes. Have a box for it in there.
Yeah. So if you see my locker in the game, make sure to stop by.
That is something that is something I wish they would make better. That the locker room would just be full of your friends' lockers, or like recent
I don't
players.
have too many lockers in there though. So
true, but like, make sure that the people you've designated as best friend on Switch are in there, or people that are like it can recognize when people are constantly in your lobby or people you've recently played with or something like that. Like, have it be a better way, because otherwise, what's the point in decorating your locker if it's just for random other people to see?
Yeah,
because I don't know if you can click on somebody's profile and go see can you see their locker if you...
I don't think so. The best way to do it is the recently played with, and have your friends be like the first lockers that you see in that order. Because I know that I was like looking for your locker, Crawler, and it was like a couple lockers down, and that doesn't make sense. Like, it should be the first one that you go up to.
So you can sort by recently played?
Well, no, I'm saying that's what it should be.
It should be, yeah.
Yeah.
There is.
I just want to be able to put stickers
out there, though. So
I want to put stickers inside.
You got to be able to buy
lockers.
You got to play the game, bro.
No.
Oh, you want to go graffiti the outside of somebody's locker?
Yeah, like we're literally playing with paint. Let me do some graffiti. You know what I'm saying? Like, let me design or something.
I don't buy anything for the locker. Like, that money.
I wish I could say that.
Gear or it's going towards gear.
And I mean, stuff is expensive in this game. I'm always poor in this game right now.
Yeah, I'm a broke squid for sure. I noticed that all of the gear is, it's pretty much the same stuff every other day.
So like it has a time where like the day is new. So for me, it's 6 o'clock Mountain Time, and that's when everything will like refresh.
Yeah, but I mean,
but you've seen stuff cycle
even when
back
it refreshes, it's the same cycle of like.
Oh, gotcha.
Because you could tell if
the catalog isn't very
robust.
Is what you're saying.
There's like an upgrade. It just doesn't seem like there's a ton of gear in game yet.
Which I think it'll expand over time, and I mean, and it's expensive if you buy single slot or double slot gear to get it up to that third slot.
Yeah, I've been buying everything off of Splatnet. Like that's the place to go. If you don't know, if you can't find good gear, go to Splatnet, because
utilize
that's where you
the app.
get the 3-piece gear, and
it's expensive.
That's where all the good stuff is.
And Splatnet is great. I mean, compared to what it was with Splatnet 2, like I feel like I actually am using the Nintendo Online app. Which I mean, I can't think of another game I did that with.
It's the most full featured. It's the most full featured part of that app.
Splatoon 2, that's when you used it.
Yeah, but like, really, just to see what modes were at that time.
I mean, I think you had a good idea about putting table turf on the app.
Oh yeah, I mean, That should
put some
happen.
microtransactions in that.
Stop it, Johnny. You need to change your name from Johnny Bo to like,
Just
I don't know, some fancy.
let me give them money. Let me give you money, Nintendo. Don't you like money?
Yeah.
Okay, so this is
They
the
do.
Splatoon focused cast, right?
Yeah.
Pretty much, yeah.
This is a perfect time for people to tell us what they think we should have as our bet. Like what should the punishment be for the loser? Because now I'm starting to sweat because Splatoon 3 sold 3.5 million in Japan alone.
Yeah, I pulled up the Famitsu numbers, and they sold 1.9 million retail copies. And Nintendo was so proud of it, they published how many copies in general they sold, which was what, like 3.4 million?
Yeah, it's like 3.4, 3.5.
Which
And what are
is
we, we're trying to get to 10?
We're trying to get a
It's like
13.3. 13.3.
Okay.
But it's a stronger opening than Animal Crossing, right, Cheesy?
Then like anything, like it like doubles everything in Japan.
Pokemon Sword and Shield. Like, so
Come
the
on,
best
Japan,
Japan,
you're
you gotta help
The-
me out.
the-
And then
the
like
Switch-
Josh is over here buying 6 copies, and Crawler I think bought 2.
I think all of us bought
I
2
didn't buy
except for
2.
you.
I
Yeah.
didn't buy 2.
Well, I intentionally helped Cheesy just to
Yeah, no, I know. I
inflate the
understand.
numbers.
I understand.
Just to inflate the numbers, you know. Like,
Help
if
that
there's
struggling company.
13,301 copy, like ugh.
Well, and the Switch sold in Japan 182,000, almost 183,000 units last week.
The Switch is healthy. Like we're not seeing a new Switch for a long time.
I think the punishment for losing the bet is you have to dye your hair the same color as the
Joy-Con
Splatoon
colors.
Switch. Like
Yeah, but,
half and
okay,
half. Bright
Johnny
blue,
doesn't go
bright.
anywhere. So
I mean, I don't know
I
if I,
thought
could
he was
do
going to
that
say
for
Johnny
my
doesn't have
job.
hair.
I mean, I don't know. He
That's
never
true.
takes his
Yeah,
hat
I
off.
wear a hat all the time. You'll never
Okay,
know.
then you have to paint and or tattoo your bald head the colors of the
Well, we
Joy-Con.
were talking about a tattoo, you know.
I mean, were we though? I don't know. We'll figure it out.
Yo, we need
Yeah.
suggestions though, because we had like the one chip challenge, and now we're out of ideas.
That's all we got.
And we have until when is
Let's say
Q4
until the end of the
Q4 numbers
fiscal
or
year.
Q3 numbers aren't going to come out until what, January, February, right?
Yeah, I think we give end of the fiscal year, which is March of next year. That would be 6.
So two quarters of sales.
Yeah,
So,
I heard it here.
what has been what's Cheesy got 75 hours in this game.
Yikes.
Where's that going? Like, what are you doing? What are you enjoying? What is keeping you coming back for more?
So I spent a lot of that time playing the story mode, which I mean I think is probably like 6 to 8 hours, but I really like to check every nook and cranny for items here and there. And the story mode I know is not everyone's favorite when it comes to Splatoon. They say it's like a glorified tutorial, and like in a way it is, but I really think if you are new to the series, you should be checking out the story mode because it's going to show you how to use different weapons, and maybe there's times where you have to swim away from oh my gosh. Enemies.
Plus, you're gonna get
and enemies. Was that what you meant to say?
And enemies. Yeah, I was making a pun.
Plus, you're gonna get smacked
Totally
online
purposeful.
anyway. So, like, just play some offline stuff. Chill out.
John, not everyone's bad at shooters.
I'm not bad. It's my team, man. It's my team. I'm telling you.
Always your team. It's
I'm always at the top of that
Yeah.
leaderboard.
Hey, once I joined, we won one game.
Hey,
we
we
were
started
pretty good by the
rolling
end.
on what
Yeah.
was that, Tuesday night? We started.
Oh, that
rolling.
was fun. That was fun. That's probably the most fun I've had with this game so far. Like, we played one match and we kind of all did our thing and we made jokes and there was laughing. We're having fun. And then we lost. And I was like, that's it, boys. It's time to sweat. And we like cranked on Eye of the Tiger. You could hear it like dun, 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 dun. And then, you know, Crawler was punching like frozen slabs of squid, and it got crazy. Got crazy. Johnny was running up the stairs, and you know, Cheesy was like,
I didn't hear no
Like-
bell.
like cut me,
We all
Mick.
ripped our
We're
shirts
like,
off.
We
you
got
know?
you. Yeah, it was wild. And no, but we just started like it was nothing but call outs. We were playing it like we actually cared, and we started winning. Some of them were closer games, but we started winning. Like we didn't lose many once the call out started happening, and it was like I cannot believe how much we are sweating to this game. But like that's my favorite way to play most shoot, like especially competitive shooters where it's just you can't there is no time for jokes or anything like that. It's just like two on the left, one on the right, you know, just like constantly making those call outs. But like if you did die, you knew exactly where you needed to go to try to shore up where the weak areas were on the map. And I really enjoyed that and highly recommend, like, even if you just know some basic call outs, jumping in with your team and playing that way, it changes the dynamic of the game for sure.
And it makes it easier because in 2-hour segments, you're only seeing 2 maps. So you can get familiar with the map you're on and how you want to call it out.
Is that
as
a
well.
pro for the map rotation?
What?
Like instead of a con?
Yeah.
I guess.
I don't like the map
guess.
rotation. Just
it,
let
it
me
does.
vote.
Yeah. It would be nice.
I will say this, the first few nights we played, my sensitivity was set to normal for the motion. I dropped it quite a ways down, like probably down to like 2 or something, and really found myself hitting a lot more splats and just kind of feeling way more dialed in with the motion controls, and was able to get back to my end zap and felt good about it. I was really enjoying it. So a few little tips there. If you're maybe struggling a little bit with motion controls, turn that sensitivity on. You can do it between matches by going to where you change gear. Yeah, where you change gear, you can mess with your settings there if you forget to do it ahead of time. So
I had something really cool happen to me when I was playing last night. I was just playing Turf War, and I get this message on TikTok, and it's just I forget what his name is, but he's like, "Are you playing Splatoon right now?" He ended up in my game. We're not friends. He just randomly ended up in my game, and like he messaged me on TikTok. He's like, "I think I'm in your match right now." So we played for a while. That was super fun. And I do like how like friends could just like jump in and out.
Yeah, I mean, I feel like that is the one thing that people really aren't talking about is the drop-ins and how well it works. Like I know that they've had communication errors, but it's really simple to just drop in on your friends and they put you at the top of the priority list to get you in there.
Mm-hmm.
And it just
Right.
is really nice.
We got to talk about a couple things in the chat right now.
Okay.
Midfi Senpai says, "Pro tip: turn off motion controls."
Motion controls is the way to play.
That is a noob tip. If you want to be pro, you turn on the motion controls. I remember I played Splatoon 1 with exclusively stick controls. And then even Splatoon 2, I played stick controls for a while. And then I turned on gyro, and it's so much better. It's so much better.
It's something you have to learn. There's growing pains to it, but I think once you get it down, and Excise is talking about having to recenter the reticle quite a bit. But I mean, if you can find a happy medium where you're sitting holding your controller, you find a good neutral so that it's just a slight motion up and down if you need to. I think that definitely helps out. And then final tip from Senpai is get good.
That message was for Johnny?
I played Elden Ring. All right, I already am good. I beat it.
But I would say going back to story. How much of the story have you played, Johnny?
I did the first area, so I got to the title screen essentially.
Okay, so you went through the first what is it like four things before you get a boss fight
Yeah.
and then the actual area starts. I was kind of surprised to see that. But I've been enjoying it. I think it's a lot more approachable than they've been in the past. I
But
don't
when you
know.
mean approachable, what do you mean by that?
Like it's just it gives you kind of an open area to play around in, whereas I feel like
Mm.
the Octo expansion was good. It was a little dry in just the sense that you were just riding the subway, I guess. I don't know. And some of those it was tough. So if you got stuck on something, you had to go find something else, or you ran out of money and you felt like a loser and you had to take out a loan and they made you feel bad about it.
I don't remember that at all.
Yeah, you have to get money from Pearl's dad.
What?
Yeah.
I remember loving the Octo expansion. So
and it was good. I think you see hints of Octo expansion in this campaign, and I enjoyed the exploration that you have when you're in the new areas, and you're paying your eggs or whatever to get rid of some of the mammalian goo or whatever it is.
Mm-hmm.
I wish once you cleared the goo, you could go like while it was evaporating, you could go touch it. I've done that a few times and turned into whatever it turns you into and then die.
It's so satisfying though when you see it start to like disappear and then it kind of like
bursts.
Yeah. But like Cheesy, you and I played like 2.5 hours or whatever on Monday night after the football game, and then we both decided to like stop or go do something else. I think you jumped into ranked and I was like, oh, I'm just gonna hop into the campaign real quick and look at something, and then all of a sudden I did the whole second stage pretty much.
Yeah.
So I mean, I feel like it's not at I'm assuming they're gonna ramp up as I get into stages 5 and 6 or whatever. But
it does get tougher. I do think like just going back to Octo expansion, I think whatever the DLC is in the future is going to be a little tougher, like Octo expansion. They're just trying to ease people into the way that Splatoon is played. And if you're buying the DLC, they just assume that you know what you're getting yourself into, but it's going to be a little more challenging.
Well, and I feel like I'm actually going to be able to get the hero replica weapon on this time. Like, I think I finished the Splatoon 2 like original campaign. I think I got to the end, but I didn't go and grind out one of the hero weapons all the way through to get the replica. Like that was a grind. I think you saw somebody with a hero weapon replica in Splatoon 2. You know they spent some time doing something because they had to do every single one of those stages with said weapon and do it. But I mean, it's kind of nice that the hero weapon is just one weapon and you're upgrading it to be kind of something. But then also there's sometimes a choice for a second or third weapon to use in the challenge room.
Well, there's also a skill tree this time around. And so that's
I heard it doesn't really matter for your little salmonoid guy.
Yeah,
I've been focusing on not the salmonoid.
Yeah, I'm not too sure what it does. It didn't seem like it made a difference.
So there's a question in chat about if I think Cheesy you mentioned about if this is worth the $60 tag, and if anybody has been listening to the show, everybody knows that what my viewpoint on this has been that it does feel like Splatoon 2. But I put like 20 hours into it already. It's only been out a week. I do wish that there was more weapons. I feel like there's not or at least more weapon variety for the ones that we have. Like Josh, I know he had mentioned that he wants the shield back with the end zap.
But no weapon has the shield. The shield just seems
Yeah,
to be
yeah.
gone.
No, I just mean like having more options, like
Mhm.
instead of the tentacooler or whatever it has, like have an option with the
Well, yeah, because there was
Booyah Bomb or Trizuka
in
or
Splatoon
something.
2, there was 2 Splattershot Juniors with different perks and different grenades. There were 2 end zaps because there was 85 and 89.
3 end zaps.
Was
Yeah.
there?
Yeah, they
because
did. They
there's an
wouldn't look
orange
like the
one.
Famicom.
Oh, that's right. That's right. Yeah. So yeah, I mean,
I think they'll come.
I'm
It's
sure there'll
just-
be variations that come out. It's
So right now, like the first night that it launched, so we were playing at midnight. The 2 maps were Splatoon 2 maps, and I don't understand why they did that.
I mean, you said it yourself that you think that they did that because they want to push people into the story mode.
Yeah,
'Cause
maybe.
I mean, it was
I don't
midnight
know.
right when it released.
Yeah, I guess it was a weird choice.
It is a
It was
weird choice. I agree with that. Yeah.
But like that was last week, so who cares now? It's over.
With the story mode, if you haven't played it, if you're into platformers, it's a great platformer. If you're into like stealth, there's some stealth missions. If you like speed runs, there's speed run missions. Like it kind of
there are
has
a few of the grind rail ones from Octo expansion.
Oh
There were a few
man,
of those.
the grind rails they're great the way that they're designed, but they are difficult.
What
and I
about
hate
the
them.
8 balls? Are there 8-ball levels?
There's no 8 balls.
Oh man, they want us to forget about that. It was so good.
It was good.
There was a fun one I did the other night where it was curling bombs. You only had curling bombs, and you had to, if you moved off a platform, a wall went up, so you had to play the angle game and just use the curling bomb and make sure it was going in the right spot.
Yeah, a lot of different challenges. I mean, that was what I really liked about Octo expansion was some of the team that worked on the shrines for Breath of the Wild worked on Octo expansion. So they kind of had that same feel to them. And I guess Monolith Soft worked on
Yeah, they worked on
Splatoon 3.
something. Yeah.
Yeah.
They worked on all of them apparently.
I mean,
I
they're
don't
one
know
of the
why.
largest. They're one of the largest Nintendo contributing studios, aren't they? Like people wise.
Yeah, I think so. Yeah.
Imagine what they could have done to the sports titles.
Josh, how much have you played of Splatoon 3 so far? Have you tried the single player or Salmon Run or anything?
No.
Salmon Run is great.
So what we've played twice now, right?
Yeah.
We played Thursday
Yeah.
night last week, and then Tuesday night.
And then I streamed it on I streamed it yesterday.
Oh, was it not the weekend? Oh, it was yesterday. You're right.
Yeah, I streamed yesterday. And so and it was cool because like a longtime viewer who I hadn't seen in probably a couple years, like jumped back in and was playing with me. And so that was kind of cool. Like you guys were talking, your friends can just jump in and out. So that was a lot of fun. I'm enjoying the game. Like I mean it's not Splatoon related, but I even took my Switch to bed the other day and I played Xenoblade. Now I saw an objective, so I ran towards it. It started a cutscene. I almost dropped my Switch on my face from falling asleep.
Some of those are
Yikes.
long cutscenes in that game.
Yikes.
So then I hit the sleep button, put my Switch aside. Then I'm like, yo, I'm going to stream. I'm in the middle of this cutscene, and I'd already hit go live. And I'm like, this is explaining about his sword. I'm very curious. And hopefully hopefully I can go back.
Yeah, that was a long cutscene, but that was an important cutscene. I feel like.
So I was like, oh no. So
the good thing is you can go back in if it's a proper
Theater
cutscene,
mode?
you can go back into theater. Yeah.
Nice, cool. So yeah, that happened. But it feels like one of those games that like I want to put some more time into to get better at it. Like it is pretty sweaty. I mean, there's no question there. And so it's kind of one of those things. Some matches really go your way, other matches don't, and it's like sometimes there's no rhyme or reason to it really. But overall, like if especially with this year, I would say if this is one of the games you do not want to sleep on. You don't want to you don't want to miss this one. And
I mean,
And it's just gonna keep getting
Nintendo's
content.
having a strong back half of the year. I mean,
Yeah.
they're gonna have we have this game. We have Bayonetta coming out
Bayonetta.
here in a little bit. We have
Mario plus Rabbids. I know
Mario
that
plus
people want to
Rabbids.
sleep on
Yeah.
that series.
I mean,
but
the
that is
the
that's
exclusives coming to Switch
Pokemon?
are pretty good.
hmm
I mean, the only thing that's out there that's not on Switch that's exclusive coming out here pretty soon is Ragnarok, and I mean that's gonna pull
And
people
Modern
for.
Warfare 2.
That's not exclusive yet.
But no, and I mean, honestly, it's been a game that's brought the four of us together, which has been fantastic too. Because like a lot of times we
It's
talk
Cheesy won't
about
play Monster
playing.
Hunter. That's why.
Cheesy,
Blame Cheesy.
I
Cheesy
haven't
won't-
played Monster Hunter that much. I feel bad
Yeah,
about it
neither
because they just had an update too.
So I was thinking, there was a video. I don't know who posted it. It was about like Nintendo has forgotten about Mario or something because we haven't had a new.
Did you make it? Because that's
No,
what
I
you-
didn't make it. I didn't make it. But like we haven't had a new Mario. We haven't had a new platformer because people always tell me, "Oh, we get Mario sports titles." I don't count them as Mario games.
No.
And the way I think their strategy is that Nintendo knows that a Mario game will sell like 20 million copies, no matter what. If they promote it or not, or whenever they release it, it's going to sell bonkers. So they have these other titles that they're trying to make the series bigger, like Splatoon. They're trying, like they're giving it breathing room. There's nothing around it really that would really compete with it. Same with like Fire Emblem. They're pushing out Fire Emblem and Xenoblade. So they're trying to get these series that may be considered, niche at this point. They're trying to make them,
Take a drink.
they're trying to make them more mainstream,
Is that why they're just throwing Kirby in with them?
Yeah, exactly. Kirby's going to sell like 4 million copies. They're trying to make Kirby happen, all right? They're trying to make Kirby happen.
Could you imagine if they treated Mario like Kirby?
What?
You imagine if they treated Mario like Kirby? Or even Mario Kart for the 30th anniversary of that game?
That's exciting to me.
Well, I mean, they kind of have treated Mario like they're treating Kirby right now. How many different remakes of stuff do we have come out on DS or? I mean,
well, not only that, but like, look at the DLC we're getting from Mario Kart.
It's great. Don't get me wrong, but it's the 30th anniversary of their most sold title on the Switch. Like, give me a Mario Kart Game & Watch. I don't care. Give me something. Show me that you like this game.
Yeah,
they could
they didn't even show. They didn't even show us 6 of the other race courses that they're doing. Like,
it didn't. Makes me sad.
They'll save it for a tweet
or a date, holiday.
Well, that's what I was gonna say. Is like their tweets have been more impressive than their directs lately, and like the directs have been fine. But anytime that there's a tweet, it's just like a random, like, I don't know. It's either really early in the morning or it's late in the afternoon.
Because it's not early. It's not early.
It's always 9 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. That's what time it is. It's a normal time for most people.
Wow, East Coast bias.
East Coast, Beast Coast,
What does that even mean?
Means the East Coast is the best,
Yeah, I mean, what do you guys think? Do you think the DLC drops for this game and it becomes part of the expansion pass, or do they charge for it and then make it free later?
No, it's part of. I think it's part of the expansion pass.
I think once they put Octo, once they put Octo expansion in as part of the expansion pass, they kind of obligated themselves to put the next one. But
I feel like they set a precedent, and I don't think they can go back now. Like Animal Crossing is in
That was
Expansion
day
pack.
one. Yeah.
Mhm.
Mario Kart's in the expansion pack. I know like Xenoblade has DLC, but that's not technically Nintendo.
Niche title.
Yeah, niche title. So Fire Emblem's probably gonna get DLC, so I wonder what they'll do with that.
It really does.
Did they do anything for 3? Did they do DLC for 3 houses?
They did.
What was
They had
it?
a fourth house.
But was that free?
No, I think you had to buy it.
I don't think so.
You don't think you had to buy it?
No. I don't think it was free.
Yeah. I think you had to
Yeah.
buy it. I'm pretty sure they had a season pass.
I need to finish that game. I should probably finish that before.
Just like
the next one comes
Bayonetta
out.
1 and 2, and
What do you mean finish that game? You mean finish like all the storylines?
Well, no. I just need to finish
at least
one.
beat roll credits once, maybe.
I got to the time jump and I played a little bit and then I kind of fell off.
A lot of people are memeing Fire Emblem Engage right now because the character designs are kind of.
Well, like what you said on Tuesday, like with the Joy-Con, I saw more tweets about that or videos.
I think that has to be what it is.
Yeah.
And apparently it's a fan design. I don't know.
I saw a funny thing that was like, I want Fire Emblem Engage to react to what Joy-Con you have plugged in to change the protagonist's hair color.
That would be awesome.
That would be really cool.
Because then you could have some fun.
I think they've been listening to the show and they're like, they got to stop calling these niche titles. we're gonna make them just shove it down their throats.
Do you guys have a review score for Splatoon? If you
it's hard because like you can either review it, I think, based on the story mode or just on the online play. You know, I don't know if it's fair to give it a score for just overall because they're different experiences.
It's three different games in it. I mean,
I think the Metacritic score of like 81 or whatever it's at is pretty solid. I think that's a pretty good. And plus, we're at this point, it's still, I wouldn't say bare bones, but it still doesn't have like all the content. So ask me in a year.
I mean, I what I've played of the campaign is great. I don't think I've played enough to give it a accurate score, but it's been engaging. It's been fun to explore. It doesn't feel like a chore or anything. I've been enjoying that. I spent a decent amount of time with Salmon Run this weekend, and that was really fun.
The Salmon Run has changed a lot. I mean, like, it may not seem like it, but it's quicker, and the throwing mechanic is something that was needed in the first game.
Yeah, and I've only played with randoms. I'm excited to play with people that was that it for your content there, Josh?
It was 40 minutes, yeah. I think for me, if I look back at our conversations over this last year, we've talked about, especially Strikers, games not having content. This game, I feel like, has a lot to do. It does feel like a lot of repurposed content to a certain extent. Not necessarily a horrible thing because, I mean, look at Modern Warfare 2, look at...
They added swimming, okay?
This is true.
That was how many years ago?
So it's somewhat of a breath of fresh air, right? For what feels like a lot of these past few games, like Nintendo's kind of maybe cut some corners. Now this game comes out like a complete package. What's crazy about this to me?
But a complete package with room. I think there's room to grow because we've talked about lack of weapons, Johnny's seen repurposed clothing and that kind of stuff, but that's small potatoes, I think, in comparison. Like, you can expand what the game offers by adding more of that stuff in later, but it doesn't feel as
it doesn't feel like 10 characters in Strikers.
Exactly. That's what I was
getting
towards. Yeah.
14, okay?
Not yet. There's only 12 right now.
Oh, yeah, there's 12.
Sometime this month.
Sometime this month.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
No,
So
I
I
think
think that's a good thing.
I don't know. I honestly believe that they don't think they could get more out of these Mario Sports titles. They sell 2-3 million copies, and that's what they're going to sell, no matter what they do. But Splatoon,
That's a chicken and egg thing, though.
yeah,
I
I
mean-
know. But like Splatoon has so much potential because Japan already loves the IP, and
The
I think
esports potential.
even over here in the West, like people are starting to see. Like I have 93 friends that have played Splatoon 3.
How many of them live in Japan?
None that I know of.
It's crazy to me that we've had multiple conversations on other podcasts about like the traditional campaign multiplayer horde mode, which is essentially what Splatoon is, kind of going the way of the dodo, right? And then Nintendo is just out here dancing to the beat of their own drum saying, no, it's still viable, right? It's
And
just
it
that, it's
outsells
that power of
in
brand.
outsells some of these bigger IP in Japan alone.
Well, you've got companies like Square Enix who's like they've been doing a ton of stuff on the Switch, but they're like, yo, AAA games are terrifying, and we're gonna start selling some stuff off and not
because they're expensive.
Yeah, how much would a 2D HD game cost to make? Probably not that much, right?
Especially if the story's already
10,
written.
15 million maybe.
If you're not having to pay writers to recreate like the story's already there.
I think what they're getting at is like the failed Avengers games.
Yeah,
right?
they lost $220 million.
Crystal Dynamics has done their damage. That's the weakest performing part of Square
Switch
Enix.
save us. That's what Square is saying. Switch save us.
Right. So yeah, it's just interesting to see that what the power brand is capable of, and what what Nintendo can still do, and it's. I mean, I'm here for all the Splatoon content, right? Like they can get us more, they can get us DLC. That's gonna be great. I'm here for it. It's if I was like going hardcore into gaming right now, I would be so stoked that Splatoon arrived when it did, because it would be a game just to grind, like to really grind. So,
and I think that like this game coming out the way it is and the attention it's getting from Nintendo, the way it's being received, I think this solidifies Splatoon on the Mount Rushmore of Nintendo, right? Like we have Mario.
It already is.
Yeah, Mario, Zelda, Pokemon, and Splatoon, pretty much, right? Like that's
Animal Crossing.
Okay.
At least Splatoon 2.
They must love the Animal Crossing team, right?
I mean, okay, so that is the one downside I have to say about Splatoon, which for me is not a downside, but I feel so bad for the Animal Crossing fans because it's the same team that works on Splatoon. And there was a year of content. I guess it felt like an hour maybe, but a year of content.
But it was sprinkled and it wasn't well promoted with Animal Crossing. And like Josh even went and built a coffee shop in his island before we got a proper coffee shop. And it's because they also didn't tell us with Splatoon, they're being outright and saying 2 years of content.
And that's what I'm saying is like 2 years, and Animal Crossing didn't even get 2 years. Like I feel so bad for the Animal Crossing fans. It's the second best selling Switch game and they didn't do anything with it. They just moved on to Splatoon, and they must see the potential for that series. I mean, obviously in Japan, it's selling like crazy, and they're probably going to continue to push it. And now that they see the numbers that they got right now, content could be pushed to maybe even 3 years. I mean, we don't know, but it's possible.
It's probably because there's sponsorship revenue opportunities with Splatoon versus less so with Animal Crossing.
They could do it with Animal Crossing. They could
microtransactions,
but I feel like
in there. I was listening to IGN's podcast, and I think they said somebody was over for Tokyo Game Show, and they were advertising it at restaurants for Splatoon 3. in Tokyo.
Yeah, Splatoon is huge over there.
Yeah.
And what's ridiculous is Nintendo's not at TGS.
That's why they did a direct.
I thought they were supposed to announce.
It's so Square.
new
It's so
Switch this week.
Square could put on all their stuff at TGS that they just showed off. I mean, that's kind of probably what a big part of it was.
Well, I think Animal Crossing, like, they weren't expecting it to sell 38 million copies.
It was a product of the pandemic.
Yeah, it helped that, but like they should know they have a huge audience for Animal Crossing.
I mean, Animal Crossing was pretty big even before the pandemic. I mean, when you look at
It was
New
pretty
Leaf,
niche.
I don't think it was.
I don't
think it was S. I don't think it was S tier though. I think it was probably.
It sold like 12
A
million
tier for
copies
them.
on the 3DS though. Like, it sold a lot of copies on 3DS.
Yeah, New Leaf is what brought it up into that echelon, and then New Horizons definitely made it S tier.
We Speak being packaged with City Folk. I mean, come on.
Yeah, and
Come
then
on.
you use that for the conduit.
Yes, the conduit. That's right. That's
Oh,
right.
I forgot about the conduit. They should bring the conduit back. Like
That was
they
a
should.
good game.
Wasn't that Sega?
Forget
think
Metroid
so.
Prime. Get the conduit back.
Get the
Oh
conduit.
my
Hey, I'm here for
That
it.
is a take. I mean, I guess
I remember them promoting that game. Like that game was so hyped, and I remember getting it. And it's a fun game,
Mhm.
but it's not like
That and Red Steel.
10 out of 10.
Oh,
or
Red
anything like
Steel
that.
was so good.
Yeah.
That was fun.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I wonder if they look at Animal Crossing and they're like, yo, we can't keep making content for this game. It overshadows too much stuff and nobody will buy the new stuff coming out. So
But they could have done so much more, and I know we're talking about Splatoon, but with Animal Crossing, it was New Horizons for me anyway. It was a little disappointing because like with New Leaf, you could update the shops, and we didn't even see that. That was a timed thing through New Horizons, so people weren't grinding. But you had that. You had like anytime that you would go talk to characters, it was always something different, and I felt like it got really repetitive in New Horizons. There were villagers that were missing that showed up later that we got excited for because they're finally there. And it's like, well, why couldn't they be in the base game, but then you introduce some new characters or some new things to do? Everything just kind of felt like a rehash of New Leaf, and then like they added cooking later down the road, and I guess swimming, but
You could terraform. That was cool.
Terraform was
That was its
they
gimmick.
spent a
That's
lot
what I
of time on the game, and it looks great. It sounds great. It just felt like that is where all of their energy went, and then they were like, okay, we're done. And obviously it was under different circumstances, and maybe they didn't have the resources to work on the game at the time. But like they have to be giving some kind of DLC for that game, right?
a cruise ship, baby, with all the mini games and
That
the
game's
rest
done,
of the
bro.
shops.
We're not getting
Like,
another
come on.
Animal Crossing for 10 years. That game's
Bring it.
done.
I mean,
Bring
if they're working on Splatoon, I'm fine with that. But it just sucks for the Animal Crossing fans.
Cheesy, do you think part of that is that you played that game so much and so quick compared to the last game? Like we consume that content. I mean, I have damn near triple the hours on New Horizons versus New Leaf, right? And
Yeah.
at that point, yeah,
and you have
conversations
two
are gonna-
islands, and you have
that conversations will get repetitive because like of how much time we put in. Do
I
you
think they
that's
also
a factor?
I think they also painted themselves into a corner, putting you on a deserted island.
A little, sure, a little. I would agree.
Yeah, I mean, I did put a lot of time into New Leaf, and it's possible that playing New Horizons so much that's why it got repetitive. But I feel like that's kind of an excuse, especially if it's, again, it was one of their top selling, or it is their top selling Switch games, and they didn't add more to it. And Isabel is tweeting like, "Hey,
Island Paradise. They had the
Mayday.
Happy Home Paradise thing.
And no, that was great.
But how many people played that? I
then
didn't go
that
back for that. I have it because of the expansion pass, but
Yeah.
I think
Give
the
me
missed
mini games.
opportunity, the biggest missed opportunity with Animal Crossing would be able to use it as a marketing tool to where when Splatoon 3 drops, we get a Splatoon 3 week, a Splatoon week in Animal Crossing
Yeah, it's
where
on Pocket
it's on
Camp.
Pocket Camp.
Yeah,
Yeah,
the stuff
which
they
I
did
kn-
in Pocket Camp, they needed to do live updates to because
but
that
like
I mean,
unique items. Like you sign in the week before Splatoon comes out,
Mhm.
and then or if you have a Splatoon 3 save data, you get special items within Animal Crossing as well.
I mean that has Halo has me back playing Halo this week because of special event and stuff to unlock.
years.
I mean, so that gets people to boot up the game.
Mm-hmm.
And if you get some FOMO going, then that helps.
Yeah, I guess it's just exciting to see that Nintendo is trying to keep gamers playing their game and giving them content and giving them stuff to grind. And so when you look back at, like Animal Crossing, that should have had continuous updates to keep people playing. It's sad to look back on it, but it's good to look at the future of how Nintendo might be looking at their games now.
And I think Smash also kind of set us up for that, right? Where they're like, yo, we're going to do all these character packs. Even though it was only one character at a time, it was like an event for that community, right? Like, and they were also hype characters when you're talking about Steve and some of these franchises
Angel.
that it's like, yeah, how'd they land that deal? Sephiroth and Joker, like it was just, and I think
they started off with a bang with
expectations-
Joker. Like that was the very first one.
Yeah. And so I think it's those expectations that get pretty high. And then, Nate, he's talking about like Mario Maker and how that that was a thriving community during the Wii U days. And it way outsold the Wii U, and they just were like, here's a little bit, and then just they even made the game look like it was set up for more content.
Yeah, more content, and then there was like slots for stuff,
Different
and then
styles.
Yeah.
Only one style.
Yeah, it was interesting.
That'll be Mario Maker 3,
Oh, 100%.
Now, all right, I figured it out. I think we will get more Animal Crossing content, and they've been teasing it in this most recent direct. So they had a ton of farming sims.
Seven total. I think
they're adding farming to Animal Crossing. I know they already have it kind of, but like actual farming.
I can't wait to go milk the farm animals in.
My God.
your villagers that are farm animals.
Yes. Well, with that, we're gonna wrap things up right there, you guys. Thanks so much for listening, and we'll see you in the next one. Bye, everybody.